Konnichiwa. Welcome back to the channel. Well, have you thought of buying property in Japan as vacation house or investment? Now, a lot of people asked us about whether foreigner can buy the property in Japan. Yes, you can. However, there are a lot of steps and documents required, but we will go through every step today. Can a foreigner buy property in Japan? Yes, you can. Japan allows foreigners to own property with the same right as Japanese citizens. You can buy land, apartment, and houses, whatever you want. There are no special limit required, no need for residency or visa, no restriction on foreign ownership. You can buy property in Japan even if you don't live here or have never been here before. And once you own it, the title deed is yours permanently. There is no lease expiration like in some others, but there is a catch. Owning property in Japan does not give you a visa or residency status. Getting a house loan as a foreigner can be difficult. I'll talk about those details in a minute. But first, where you foreigners buying real estate in Japan, a lot of people want to buy the properties. However, they don't know where they should buy and how to find the properties. So we're going to talk about how to find the properties in Japan. There are some websites, as you can see, the small or homes at home. These are Japanese website. We go through the research to find apartment or houses, and only English website is real estate co.jp. This is best for English listings. But here is the tip. If you don't speak Japanese, the best to work with a bilingual real estate agent like us. Next one, we're gonna go through the how much it costs to purchase a property. So this is depend on the areas and depend on what you want. For example, in central Tokyo, an apartment can start around $350,000 and go way up. In rural areas, you can find homes for as low as $70,000 or less than that. But remember, it's not just the price of the home. You will need to budget around 6 to 8% extra for things like taxes, agent fees, and registration fees. Next one, we're gonna talk about how to buy the process for foreigners. So first step is contact with a real estate agent. To work with experienced bilingual agents to avoid misunderstandings. The second, apply for a home loan if you need. Most property buyers use a mortgage, but remember, only permanent residents or long-term visa holders can typically get one. Non-residents often pay in cash or use overseas bank transfers. The third one is pay the deposit and fees. Once financing is approved, you will need to pay deposit. This is typically about 10% of the property price, and agent fees, which depend on the property price. And stamp duty, this is required for official contract. And next one is finalize the purchase contract. At this stage, you will sign the official sales agreement. Make sure you have all the required documents as they vary for residents and non-residents. In the end, the property transfer and registration. After finalizing the contract, the property is officially transferred to your name. So you will need to register the ownership transfer at the Legal Affairs Bureau. Work with a notary to handle the paperwork. Once complete, the property is officially yours. The whole process usually takes about 1 month. So what's the document you need? Your required documents depend on whether you live in Japan or are based overseas. If you live in Japan, if you are a foreign resident in Japan, here is what you need. Foreign resident certificates. This proves your address in Japan. Residence card. This is needed for the official property registration. Seal certificates we call hanko. This is required if using a registered personal seal for the contract. And personal seal, this is for signing the document. If you own the company in Japan, instead of foreign resident certificate, you will need, oh, sorry, the document. Yes, sorry, back to the slide. So if you own a company in Japan, instead of foreign resident certificate, you will need a qualification certificate and company registration certificate. If you live outside Japan, non-resident buyers, for non-residents, they require the document significantly different. Substitute for the resident certificate, such as an official proof of address from your home country, a copy of your valid passport, and substitute for the seal certificate, usually a notarized of affidavit. Personal seal. Japan still prefer seal, but your signature might be acceptable because foreigners doesn't have a stamp. So we accept some signature, it's okay. So important things is if your country doesn't have a resident registration system, you need to get on affidavit notarized by a public official. Some embassies in Japan can also notarize the document, but it's best to prepare for this before coming to Japan. So it looks like a bit complicated, right? But don't worry, we will support all the process. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us anytime. Thank you for watching. See you next time.